Let's see if there's any more camp stuff. Aha! Since Saren had discovered the depth of his feelings for Mirth, he had been tortured with them. He knew Mirth enjoyed his company, and the way she looked at him was so different from anyone else. He needed to tell Mirth his feelings. He needed her, period. So he spent all of his spare time trying to find the best romantic gesture he could think of. He didn't want to just give her something small this time. She needed so much more to light up in this dark time. His hunt for an unrivaled beauty in the forest kept him occupied, but in the end it paid off dearly. He found something he never thought he would, but it was perfect. He had to show Mirth immediately, and then confess to her how he felt. Mirth smiled at him when he approached her in a special way just for him. There's something, it's in the forest. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. I just wanted to show you something I found. Would you come with me? Yes, of course. Anything for you. Saren held out his hand. She looked down and bashfully reached out her own to grasp it. They stood for a moment just holding each other's hands and their cheeks turning rosy. Well, where is it? Right, just this way. He led her into the forest and weaved through the tree's special spot he had discovered just for her. Before they arrived, he stopped and turned to her. Now you must close your eyes. Really? Yes, really. She giggled and composed herself, placing her hands over her eyes. Very well, I trust you completely. Lead me. Saren swallowed in anticipation. He tugged on her soft hand and walked backwards to keep an eye on her. Okay. He stopped and walked behind her to not obstruct her view. You can look now. Mirth pulled her hand from her face and was instantly struck. Her jaw dropped. Before her was a clearing filled with almost 100 glowing flowers. Her favorite flower. Their combined luminescence saturated the air in a dreamy haze. It reflected on Mirth's skin and in her eyes, turning her into what could only be described as a goddess. The sight of the flowers took her breath away. In all her days in the forest, she had never seen something like this. Her mouth hung open as she took in the unbelievable image. Saren walked up beside her to bask in her expression instead. Her smile made his chest bind up tightly, as if he couldn't breathe either. How did you... I found them. Here. The wild brush must have kept the animals from eating them, and I wanted to share it with you. Mirth turned to him with the sweetest smile he had ever seen. She slid her arms around his neck and pressed into him with a melodic laugh. Mirth's affection increased. It's so beautiful, Saren. I cannot believe it. He laughed too, wrapping his arms around her to squeeze her in return. His hand moved to her back and pressed her into him. Her laughter died down as she pulled back to look at him. Their faces were close as their eyes danced. They were still intertwined, and the thought of letting go of each other was the furthest thing from their minds. Mirth's hand lifted and her fingertips feathered Saren's cheek. I see the forest in your eyes. Saren felt her words fall against his lips. He shivered with a well-known desire. Evergreen and golden brown. Life. Warmth. Home. Her eyelids slowly lowered, and the feel of her face grew hotter. Saren could only hear the rapid beat of his own heart. His hand slid up her back, over her shoulder, and to her jaw, to bring her head towards him. He leaned down, and she fell forwards. The heat of their breath spilled between them, their lips parted. And then he felt resistance. Her body locked up, and she was no longer moving towards him. He flashed open his eyes. He saw Mirth suddenly frowning. She completely broke away, taking several steps to part them. Saren couldn't even comprehend what was happening anymore. I need to be back at camp now. She whispered her excuse and walked through the trees away from him. She was in his arms just a moment ago. It felt so right. It felt perfect. What had he done wrong? He learned about a whole new level of torture as he was forced to accept the reality of what had just happened. Cocktease. Alright. Let's see here. Gonna make a quick save here, everybody, just so that I can... Boom. Bam. Alright, returning. Stop the barbarians, stop the succubus, save the scouts. Okay. Let's talk to everyone in camp now. What are Death Knights, exactly? Dark masters of the old age. This is rudimentary. They are not one race or kind. They are the manipulators of death and dark magic that almost consume the whole world. Where did they come from? That is debatable. Many claim there is a god of Inferno who spawns minions, or even sons, as one might call them. However, my life's research has led me to another conclusion. Do you know of the theory of realms? Look who I'm asking. Of course you do not. Listen closely, I will explain this once. Our existence is divided into different realms.
They exist upon one another. One is for living, the others are for the dead. Inferno is the realm of the evil dead. Wicked souls fall there. The other realm is for the pure.
Elysium.
Yes, the fabled Elysium. Between these two realms of the dead lies a limbo. This is called the Underrealm. It is the highest realm of the dead and the door through which the dead can escape.
Is that how the dead keep coming back to life?
That is the only way. They crawl from the Inferno into the Underrealm, or they never left the Underrealm. Those souls are Death Knights, the entities that live in the soul-twisting catacombs of the Underrealm, and who have not made peace with their demise.
The Underrealm creates Death Knights.
It is a perverse place. Faust wears the armor of a great general of the old age, but he is no longer the same man. He has become a husk of himself. He lives on dark magic only, and his mind is tainted with the delusions such magic brings.
That explains why you think dark magic is evil.
Because it is. I am tired now. You may pick up a book if you wish to learn more.
Hi again. Apollomesha was busy with alchemy in his tent. Saren had seen him mixing potions the entire time he had been traveling with them, but he never offered one to anybody. Saren watched the old wizard silently as he poured a green liquid into a blue liquid, and then he took the resulting turquoise concoction and pulled it over a shriveled brown plant in a clay pot. Apollomesha stared at the dead plant so intently he did not notice that Saren had crept up beside him. After a moment, the brown plant started to change colors. It lifted off its soil and raised to the sky. It turned green with life. You revived it. Apollomesha jumped with a start and glared at Saren.
You are intruding in a space I've clearly stated was off limits.
I'm sorry, but what you were doing was fascinating. Is that a potion to help us recover in battle?
No, fool. It recovers the soul from the depths of the Underrealm.
That would... Had Apollomesha found a cure for death?
You will speak to no one of what you saw.
How can I not? You've created a potion of invincibility.
Not invincibility. You were never to know about this potion. I do not have to explain anything to you. You must promise to tell no one.
I'm sorry, but my first responsibility is that to my princess and my queen. They need to know about this.
Apollomesha grumbled some more. You are an unfair creature. If I must buy your silence, then I offer you a chance to help me work on the potion in question.
Why would that change my mind?
I am giving you the chance to work alongside the archwizard and a renowned alchemist. Apprentices compete for the honor on a regular basis.
No, thank you.
Then I shall give you your own brew. There, is that what your type craves?
Saren paused, as he was unfortunately tempted by the offer of a secret potion that could restore life. He could give the potion to Loren, the person who really needed invincibility.
But only if you keep your silence and you assist me.
Very well. You must promise to keep your end of the deal. Apollomesha eyed him instead of reassuring him.
Prepare yourself for a dawn's travel.
Apollomesha's personal quest. Okay, cool. Did I want to...
No more idlehood.
Okay. Cool, I got his quest. Awesome! Alright, next is Amakiki. It was uncomfortable for Saren to see Amakiki fall so easily under his empire's prejudice against elves. Even though he was not one himself, he had close elven friends back at the Citadel. It was important to him that Amakiki wasn't so quick to judge. I can tell what you're thinking. It's in your eyes, you might as well just tell me.
What?
About the elves, about the war, and how terrible they are. The assumption hit too close for Amukiki's pride.
I'm not as harsh on the elves as you seem to think. I am not from the Empire, so I was not raised to hate them. But they declared war on my home.
They didn't. It was the demons.
I am sure that it is elves on the battlefield now, not demons.
You need a bit of force. You don't really think that way. You're friendly with Ray, I've seen it.
He is.
An elf. That reduced Amukiki to silence, as if he had forgotten. The Archwizard called you the Bear. Where'd you get that name from?
What is wrong with my name?
Nothing's wrong with it. It was just that it's interesting.
I am proud of my name. I chose to keep it when they forced me to take another.
Who forced you?
The Empire.
My name reminds them of my heritage, and that bothers them. But it does not bother me, so I kept it. I am a bear, because I come from the clan of the bear.
So it is a family name. I had thought you earned it in tournaments because you had the strength of one.
Yes, that is how we were named.
Why would your name bother people?
Because nomads are barbarians. If I am to be one of them, I cannot be so.
Yet you rebelled against that. Didn't you want to be part of the Empire in the first place?
No.
Amokiki's jaw flexed as he resituated himself. Residuated. Fuck!
My clan has banished me.
Saren almost gasped, not expecting Amokiki to be disowned from a heritage he still so deeply respected. Why?
I refused a woman that was given to me.
That sounds very admirable, actually. You followed your heart, but I suppose the nomads don't care for that.
My heart? It was my mind that told me I should not accept a mate that did not belong with me.
That's your heart speaking. If you don't see that, that's okay. I do, and I respect you more for it. Amokiki allowed Saren his interpretation, if it meant they would become more tolerant of each other. Amokiki approached Saren and stared down at him. Yes?
I require you.
What for?
You are the only one here who knows my truth.
Your truth?
That I was exiled from my clan.
That's something you haven't told anyone. Not even Apollo Mesho?
No.
Huh. Saren suddenly felt honored, but unsure why he was allowed that information. What do you need me for?
There is word that the nomads are fleeing the south. They've come north.
They're nearby then, and you want to seek them out?
Yes.
For what purpose? You're exiled. You're not allowed to even go near them. Amokiki turned away with a grimace.
I've asked too much of you.
He was going to leave, but Saren stopped him. No, wait. I will help you however I can. Amokiki's eyes focused on Saren for a moment.
I'm prepared to travel at any time.
I'll let you know. Amokiki's personal quest. Hooray! I'm assuming that's... yeah. Okay, let's talk to Salzer next. Hey, Salzer, what's up? You'd said that many monks in your temple were trying to repent from past sins?
Yes, it makes for a very devoted devotee. When you know you've done wrong in your life, you will work hard, unquestionably, to do good. It serves the disciples well.
And what about you?
Huh?
I mean, are you one of those that is trying to make up for things you did before you were a monk? Salzer pressed his lips into a thin line, and then sighed.
You caught me.
Yes. I am the poster boy for repenting monks. I'm not the only one, but it's true. I am ashamed of a great sin, and I sought Irijo to clear my mind and my burdens. She has given me the honorable title of Master of Truth, but I still do not feel my sin is washed away. You still do not feel atoned. You speak truth. What did you do? I do not wish to say. Maybe later. Is it later? Nope. Hey, Ramus, what's up? You man! Are you talking to me? Ah, fine, go on, forget it. No, what did you want? I said you can go on, you're not the right person for this. For what? Now I'm interested. I just had a personal problem is all. Dora. No, blast, it's family stuff. Oh, what's the problem? My stinking brother! Weasel's running the family into the ground. Since he's technically my elder, he's the head of it all. But he's got much for a mind, I tell ya. There ain't a coin to our name no more. It's about time I take the family stones away from him. Family stones? What? Ain't heard of the family gems? They're the pride of a dwarven houses. The head dwarf maintains a family gem to keep a record of our accomplishments. I've never heard of that. How do you keep records on a stone? Oh, all kinds of ways. It's like those family crests some people have. Symbols and such. Because of marriage, houses sometimes get a lot of gems. Bastard Cadres has his salami hands all over them and he doesn't care how he's tarnishing them. Time for me to be the head dwarf, don't you say? Alright, let's go talk to your brother. Got Ramus's personal quest. Ding.
Hey, this is RPGatWill. I hope you liked this episode of Loren the Amazon Princess. If you want to check out some of my other material, you can click on my channel link below, or you can even subscribe if you'd like. I like to do some silly songs on the side, along with my RPG work. If you want to see some more group-oriented stuff, there's another channel called Gaming Idiots TV that I take part in. That's where we do all our group stuff, so I'll provide a link below if you want to check it out there. See you next time.